Campus life looks very different these days. Instead of cramming into lecture theatres and exam halls, students like Henry Bird have moved back home and are studying virtually.
This lockdown's made me realise that when you're at university, you don't realise the impact that a physical contact with lecturers, with your tutors, really has on your education. And also just going into lectures and tutorials with a small group of people, because you're bouncing ideas off each other, that's an incredibly hard thing to replicate in a Zoom call. And so that sense of collaborative learning is really lost, I think, if you resort to solely online methods of teaching.
Right now, campuses are deserted, and if it stays this way, it could spell trouble for the academic year ahead. If the coronavirus leads to fewer university enrolments, then institutions like these could see a drop in tuition fees, and it's estimated that that could result in a $3 billion funding black hole, which could have a massive knock-on effect.
That loss of income could lead to the loss of 30,000 jobs at universities, but also because universities are big employers in the cities that they occupy, we're looking at, a possible 32,000 other job losses in those wider economies.
Tertiary institutions are already losing out on important sources of cash from student accommodation and summer conferences, but the inability to attract international undergrads who pay significantly higher fees of between $11,000 and $50,000 for a 3-year degree is likely to leave the biggest dent. Domestic student fees are capped at $11,000. To make up for some of this shortfall, universities may choose to recruit more domestic students, but the government will only allow them a 5% increase to avoid competition between institutions. The University and College Union believes as a result, some universities may lose out and wants a greater commitment from government.
The major thing that we're asking the government to do is offer proper support. We are asking them to underwrite the sector so that nobody loses their jobs as a result of the business model that's been built that's made universities so vulnerable to any shocks of international students choosing not to come here.
Without their usual funding, universities will have difficulty retaining academic staff and researchers, and that could result in long-term damage to their global standing. Natalie Powell, TRT World, London.